How many of you in this room have a bucket list on Zoom or in the room? How many have a list? Okay, kind of, maybe not. All right. I have 177 on my list. I've done 123 this year. Nice. One of my bucket lists was to do 50% of my bucket list before I was 50. I turned 50 this year and I did that. So that was pretty cool. Right. Some of as crazy as longboarding in Iceland, riding my motorcycle from coast to coast. I haven't done that yet. And climbing Kilimanjaro in Africa, the tallest mountain in Africa. I haven't done that yet. So those are a couple big ones that take a lot of time. Why do you think in this room, why do you think people don't go after bucket lists? Give me just any answer.
Fear.
Yeah. Fear. Yeah. Number one reason is fear. What else?
Financial.
They can't find a pen.
Yeah. Can't find a pen. Third reason is money. What's the second reason? Time. Maybe it seems really hard, right? I want to encourage you today to make a bucket list if you haven't made a bucket list before. All right? 3 reasons and 3 ways you can make your bucket list happen. Number 1, you've got to capture it. Say capture.
Capture.
All right, you got to write it down. How many of you seen the movie about the Williams sister and father who created this incredible tennis dynasty? He had like 122 pages of notes written down. There had never been any athletes do what he had his daughters do and where they had come from, but he wrote it down. So many stories I read of people who do remarkable things, who've done things that no one's ever done. They wrote it down. Take the wish out of your head and put it on paper and write it down. So capture it. Say capture it. Capture it. I want you to take 5 to 10 seconds right now on Zoom or in the room. Write down a bucket list right now that you haven't done. Write it down right now. Capture it. I want to challenge you after you write that to put it somewhere where you will see it. On my refrigerator in my house, I have this sheet right here. You can't read it, but it's got lists of things that says, oh, the places you'll go. In Colorado, it's got the 24 things that I've done. In Colorado Springs, the 24 things. And then it's got in Colorado Springs the things I haven't done. The things in the state I haven't done. And my wife and I, we look at this and we check it off as we go. It's always up there every day. I've captured it. And so then when I see it, it's more likely that it will happen. The second reason that you can help accomplish goals or get to your bucket list is you want to connect it. Say connect it. If you have a goal or a wish or a bucket list and you tie it to someone else, you are more likely to make it happen. So my son, when he was in high school, he wanted to bench 200 pounds. He was super skinny, cross-country runner. He was like, Dad, I want to hit this goal. I was like, well, that's going to be a pretty hard goal. So we took a garage wall, got some Sharpies, and we wrote up goals for 12 months, what he had to bench each month. So he and I would walk by that huge sign and see it. Now, I wanted to bench, but I would never do it. I was like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather eat some Doritos. I'd rather watch Netflix. But because I'm connecting it to my son and we're doing it together, the workouts, by the end of his senior year, we reached that goal. We captured it and we connected. If you tie one of your bucket lists to someone else, take somebody with you, go with someone else, your percentage of execution is much higher. All right? Say capture it. Connect it. And the third C is coach. You need a coach. I had a dream to do the Pikes Peak Marathon here in this town. How many of you ever watched the Pikes Peak Marathon? Everybody ran a Pikes Peak Marathon? Anybody ever? Yeah, awesome. When did you do that?
The ascent.
Yeah, the ascent?
Yeah.
Awesome, man. Awesome. I was a kid in Oklahoma and I saw a VHS tape. That's how old I am. I'm 50. And they played a VHS tape and they said the most prestigious marathon in America is the Boston. It's for speed. You have to be really, really a great runner. But the hardest marathon in America is the Pikes Peak Marathon because you might start at 90 degrees. When you get to the top, it's 30 degrees and you come back down. It's an ultra marathon. It's actually over 26.2 miles. So besides the elevation game and the temperature, it's just really tough in elevation. So I called my coach. I'm like, I'm at sea level. How do I train for this race in Colorado? He's like, you have to go to a stadium, do 10 flights of stairs, then run your workout program. I was like, what? He's like, yeah, you have to simulate oxygen depth because you're at sea level, and then you run. And I ran that. So that was a goal I had at 16. It took me 10 years to get to that goal. I was 26. What did I have to do? I had to get a coach. I captured it. I was connecting it to my vision, to my purpose, but I didn't know how to do it. So I had to ask somebody who knows. Say coach. All right, so you gotta capture, you gotta connect it, you gotta get coached on it. What bucket list are you afraid of right now? I want to challenge you to face your fear. Some people say, Jesse, why do you have a 170-second bucket list? Are you just crazy? I am crazy. I think if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much space. I think life sucks for a lot of people because they're living halfway. Nothing done halfway is any fun. If you want to get something you've never had, you've got to do something you've never done. What are you afraid of? Write it down and push through the fear. You might be so hard to you, break it down. I have this huge goal to motorcycle across coast to coast. I can just go do that 1 week. This year, I've got to do some legs of that race. I got to ride from here to Nebraska back, ride from here to California back. I got to do a few states. It's going to take me a few years to train for that expensive idea to see if my bike can handle it. There's so much I don't know about it. But you got to break it down and do it. You got to write it down. You got to connect it to a purpose. And you got to get coached on it. One of my goals is to climb Kilimanjaro. And because I was sharing my goals, there was a guy who had hiked Kili. He was 55 years old. So I drove to Fort Collins and I met with him. He gave me this book and he's told me how to do it. He's like, they don't have Sherpas there. They have porters. This is how you work with the government. They'll carry all your weight for you. It really sounds a lot easier than what I was planning on. The whole point is I didn't know what I was doing, but because I shared my dreams, I shared my goals, someone came and gave me a resource and helped me. You don't know what you might be missing out on simply because you haven't communicated it. I want to challenge you. If you've been faced with rejection, you've been faced with fear. I think it's Jamie Kern-Lima who says, change your relationship with rejection. She's a woman, if you don't know her story, who's traded, I think, the largest sales transaction of any person besides female, $9 billion makeup transaction. One guy told her she was fat and the way that she looked would never be able to sell makeup. That guy works for her today. So you might be afraid, you might have been rejected, but I want to challenge you to capture it. Say capture. I want to challenge you to connect it. Say connect. And then get a coach on it and go say coach. And then go reach your bucket list.
Yeah.